guy's quite happy to keep at Gibson's heels, hoping maybe that there'll be a recurrence of the transmission trouble Gibson had in practice yesterday.
The modern racing car is a thing of beauty. Sleek, shapely, streamlined, superbly proportioned. Designed for sheer excitement rather than mere travel.
Both cars sound very healthy.
Excuse me.
Certainly.
You don't know me?
No, I'm sad to say I don't.
Catherine Marshall. May I talk to you?
Name your subject.
Fuel injection.
Fuel injection. Well, I think you should be talking to a motor mechanic.
It has to be you, the unstoppable Simon Templar. Have you heard of Oscar Newley?
No.
Look past me to the other end of the bar. That's him.
So now I know Oscar Newley by sight. What does he have to do with fuel injection?
Nothing. It's not his. He stole it from my father.
Miss Marshall, my favorite stories have an ominous beginning and a villainous middle only. I like to supply the happy ending. Supposing you told me all.
Before he died, my father invented a new fuel injection system. He was brilliant and practical and trusting.
It's an ominous beginning.
He trusted Oscar Newley, who got the drawings from him. Said he needed them to raise finance. Oscar and Dad were supposed to be going into partnership to manufacture. Instead, Oscar patented the drawings in the name of his own company.
That's a villainous middle.
You do believe me?
Somebody has to. Thank you.
Not just nothing, Sam. How much do you want, Oscar?
From you, nothing.
But I'm prepared to buy you out.
So you said months ago.
Look, Oscar, everybody knows you're in money trouble. What I'm trying to do is to help.
Yeah, help yourself to my invention.
Well, have it your own way.
Miss Marshall, one last question. Oscar's the sort of character who is permanently in financial difficulties, right?
Right. Is that important?
It could be the first step towards that happy ending.
£6,000. How can I raise £6,000 in 7 days? Be fair, Mr. Batesman. Give me a chance.
That's not up to me, I'm afraid, Mr. Newley. My client's instructions are that if the sum is not paid within a week, I begin bankruptcy proceedings.
And that way, your client acquires all my assets, including the patent to an idea that can net millions. What a routine. He buys up all my debts, shoves all the IOUs at me for payment in one lump. £6,000. Boy, that's the way to take a man's life's work away from him. Not a very pretty maneuver, Mr. Bateman.
As a solicitor, I can only comment that it's legal.
Oh, of course, of course. And this client of yours, what's his name?
I'm not at liberty to say.
You don't have to tell me. I already know. Who else but that spoiled, selfish young swine?
I'm sorry. This hasn't been a pleasant meeting for me. Goodbye, Mr. Newley.
Goodbye to you.
Suppose I'd better start looking for another job. Sounded pretty rough.
We must take the rough with the smooth, Hunter. We've had so much rough so many times, a bit of smooth must be on its way. Not to worry. Something will turn up. Come on.
Simon, you like stories. I like to understand them. Tell me one thing. Why are you going to let Oscar persuade you to invest in his company?
Catherine, to trap a competence trickster, first you have to give him confidence.
Meaning money?
No, not yet, later. First thing I want you to do is have a look at the engine of Oscar's racing car. And let me know if he's installed that system.
I know he has. One victory in a major race and investors will be breaking down his doors.
You said Oscar's never seen you?
No.
How can you be sure?
When he and Dad worked together, I was at school in Switzerland.
Well, we've no problems, have we?
Something has turned up on 4 golden wheels with a spare.
Good day.
Good day to you.
I'm having a spot of trouble with my car. I mean, this firm does have something to do with automobiles, doesn't it?
Racing cars only.
Yes, well, I'm mad about motor racing. So how about helping out a fellow enthusiast?
Yes, of course. Hunter, see what you can do, will you?
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Not at all, Mr.
Toombs, Sebastian Toombs.
Coombs. Don't I know that name?
It's an old stockbroking family.
Oh, yes, of course. Perhaps you'd like to wait in the office, or would you rather look at the engine? If you're mad about racing, you might find it very interesting.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know much about engines, so I'm sure I'll find it fascinating.
Looks incredibly complicated.
It certainly does, doesn't it?
Yes.
The unique thing about the engine is my new fuel injection system. Quicker and smoother petrol feed, vastly improved performance, and appreciably less fuel consumption.
A big bargain for the ordinary motorist.
You know a good thing when you see it.
When I see it work.
Well, why not do just that? Tomorrow, down at the circuit, watch it work and win. You and the young lady be my guests. Come to the pits.
How exciting.
I've had offers, Mr. Toombs, to buy me out, but I'm hanging on. I'll demonstrate my system tomorrow with a spectacular win and go into production myself.
And then?
Well, with every motor fitted with my system, I'll be rich. Of course, it's a tight squeeze financially just now, so one can always use an extra bit of money to carry on. But I'll manage.
How much of a bit do you need to keep going?
You'd like to invest?
Well, I'd certainly like to get in on the ground floor. If you win tomorrow.
In that case, your repair job is on the house.
Oh, thank you.
Just a couple of loose plug leads, sir. Nothing wrong with your car?
Or yours, I trust. See you at the circuit tomorrow.
Yes, at the circuit.
Oscar, there we go. Big fat win and you don't have to sell out to Bo Ellington.
I wouldn't sell out to Bo Ellington if the flaming car went backwards.
Not flaming, Carlo, darling. I'm superstitious.
Well, if you find yourself leading by 13 Landstone pull-up, that'll do nicely.
Yeah, so it's 6,000 quid in the bank.
I know.
What makes you so sure that Bo Ellington's got your IOUs?
And what makes you think he hasn't?
Or what makes you think Mr. Toombs will show up?
Another blow hot, blow cold young city gent, I suppose. Yet you know there was something about him when he said he'd show up here today. I thought he meant it.
Here we go. Time to get out for the warm-up.
Yeah.
Hello there. Sorry we're late. Got absorbed.
Here, just in time.
By the way, I didn't introduce you yesterday. This is Katie Sparks.
Well,
I'll bet she does. Lee Leonard.
You're a racing driver, Mr. Newley?
A very junior partner, too. I'm in this venture myself, Mr. Toombs. Every penny I could scrape together.
Good luck for all our sakes.
I'll get the champagne on ice, Oscar. Got to win. Simply can't lose. You just watch her go.
Trust our Oscar to get money out of a driver.
I kind of like the old buzzard, too.
That's not the kind of remark I'd expect to hear from a street about swindler.
On to the grid, here they come. Ferrari.
Good luck, Oscar.
You still like Oscar? That was plain rude.
It takes a certain amount of character to be rude to the richest youngster in Europe.
Beaumont Ellington?
The fellow who never receives a catalogue, because everyone knows he has it all.
1 minute to go.
Why the brush to Burlington?
What?
What do you have against him?
Everything. Need I say more?
I didn't see how you can.
It's a good start. No trouble. And straight out ahead and into the first bend go Bo Ellington and Lee Leonard. This must be a great moment for Oscar Newley to see his car doing so well. Can he hold it, I wonder?
Come on.
And it looks as though Leonard's got the lead. Nicely played. 5-6. Leaders are going away now, and Leonard's making very fast time. But he can't increase his lead over Ellington. And this for the second. Leonard is driving superbly. As they go into the left-hander, he's getting. This is a fantastic car. It's going beautifully. After previous disappointments, this car is really making its name today. Oscar Newley must be feeling happy to see it going so well. Time for last lap. 1:21.8. That's only 20 seconds from the lap record here. Leonard's in trouble. He's singled down. Ellington takes the lead. Lee Leonard leads it up. There's an after moment there. Palmer and just watch the start. Ellington has gone into the lead in the fifth lap. His engine sounding very thick. What a disappointment after such an encouraging start. Being chased by
What happened? Don't ask me, old love. Ask the engine. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Dee. Thank you. Oh, Mandy!
Never.
Thank you, Sam. Glass of champagne for my favorite sister, please.
Thank you.
George, my dear fellow, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Toombs. I needed that. I must apologize for wasting your time.
Not at all. I'm more interested now than I was before.
You mean you're still interested?
Enough to test the car myself.
Well, fair enough. Here's two. Better luck than me.
I'll stay up all night. I'll check each and every nut and bolt so that you can test drive it in the morning.
Good. On circuit?
Check.
Oscar! I'm having a party tonight.
Oh, in which of your houses?
Don't be that way, Oscar.
If Rich Boy doesn't like the way I am, he can leave right now in any one of his 19 cars.
I imagine you could use a little cheering up. You had foul luck on the circuit just now.
Maybe I was just foul.
Oscar, for heaven's sake.
He can afford to pull every dirty trick in the book, from slimy legal manipulation to active sabotage.
Take it easy, Oscar. I found nothing wrong with the car.
That's right, plain bad luck.
You can buy that kind of bad luck. Hire somebody to... Why don't you fight me clean for a change, here and now? He always has what he wants.
I thought I smelt the aroma of chips on shoulders.
He'll do anything to get his way. You know the type, don't you? When he was born, they didn't slap him into life, you know. They waved a checkbook under his nose. That's what made him breathe.
The invitation's still open to the rest of you.
Wide open.
I wonder if you'd be awfully kind and tell Lee.
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much.
You look like you'd be extremely useful when things get stormy, which they tend to at Beau's parties.
Hello.
Do you know this man?
Yes, of course.
But now, what could be less intriguing than spending an evening with a man you already know? Try me. I'll be glad to drop your name when I know it.
Kate.
Kate! A happy omen. Some of my best friends are shrews.
Tame pun.
That leaves us.
Yes, alone at last.
I drop a name, mine, Amanda, Mandy for short.
I'll drop mine, Sebastian. I'm afraid it doesn't abbreviate conveniently.
I shall call you Sir.
Why so formal?
I can think of nothing more suitable for someone so masterful.
Oh, I'd ask you to dance, but you don't want to.
That's right, sir.
So what is your pleasure?
Listening to a crowded party from an uncrowded room.
Yes, I suffer from claustrophobia, too.
This way, sir. Hi.
Siam. Well, madam, win tonight's star prize.
How would you like to hear about my fuel injection system?
Now, sir. What say we take your mind off your work?
Oh, just how have you managed to deduce that I am earning an honest crust here?
Dear sir, it's excruciatingly obvious.
Do tell.
One, Oscar, the mad inventor's had a lousy run of luck lately. Two, he's not the sort to accept it as misfortune. So three, he hires you to investigate. What are you, sir? Some sort of private eye. And both of them so beautifully blue. See your lips, too. Just as lovely. Where was I?
You were about to approach square four.
Nothing square about me.
That, too, is excruciatingly obvious.
Your motive's no secret, sir, she said. You're checking up on my big brother. Oh, Beau doesn't know. He's as trusting as a credit card as my big brother, Beau, but I know. And I'm here to tell him, amongst other things, you're wasting your gorgeous time. If villain there be, Beau's not he.
Nice rhyme. Now add some reason.
Oh, Beau's had everything he wanted from the day he was born, sure. We were both spoiled like a glut of plums. But never, never has Beau played anything but fair in motor racing.
The issue, touchingly loyal sister, is not the winning of races, but the acquisition of a certain auto accessory.
That played-out plastic stirrup pump Oscar's got under his bonnet. Oh, come on. Beau only wanted to buy it to help him. He likes the old fraud, thinks he's a character.
We are all characters.
Well, Beau's a particularly good one. I'd do anything to spare him hurt or worry.
Anything? Not this time, I'm afraid. My mind is still on work.
Well, well, you must be a saint. Now, sir, it's up to you. A well-brought-up girl can do no more without being considered forward.
I'm afraid our acquaintanceship cannot possibly ripen until I get to the bottom of the matter. Besides, I promised to stop in and see Oscar on the way home. He is checking the car I'm testing tomorrow.
Oh, the car's in tip-top condition. Better lubricated than I am myself. Thanks for staying back late.
It's always a pleasure.
Will you have a drink?
No, thanks. I'll celebrate with you properly when you win. Good night.
Good night. Thanks again.
Simon, don't!
I've done some underhand things in my time.
I'm sure you have.
Well, I never hired somebody to set fire to a place and leave a man to die.
But you didn't die.
Maybe it'd be just as well if I had. I was a failure as a racing driver, and I'm obviously going to be a failure as a manufacturer.
Oh, stop feeling sorry for yourself, Oscar.
I'm still driving that car this morning.
So you're not a failure yet.
But I am. I'm desperately in need of money, Mr. Toombs. Somebody has bought up all my IOUs, totaling £6,000. You can bet your life they didn't pay anything like that for them. Oh, I bet my creditors jumped at the chance of getting any percentage of what I owe. I mean, who expects to be paid back by Oscar the Jinx?
I don't believe in jinxes.
Okay. If you can possibly see a way of letting me have that £6,000 now, I still have a couple of days in which to pay off that young swine that's hounding me. Stop him from bankrupting me and taking over the patent. Will you make me the loan, please?
Sure, I'll lend you the money, Oscar. But only if that fuel system of yours is all you say it is.
That we'll know after a successful test run today.
You'll have it, you see.
I'd like somebody else to see it today, too.
Who?
The man you think's behind all your troubles. From accountancy to arson. Beaumont Ellington.
Good morning. We're innocent.
I fired a butler last night, but not a barn. Sorry.
Investigation's over. Anyway, it was only an excuse, wasn't it? You really came to see me.
Your keep.
Thanks to constant exercise. Do you mind if I run on the spot? Where we live, it's nice to spend energy staying in one place.
I'm testing Oscar's car today.
Are you? Very interesting. You're a driver, are you? Then you want to be fit.
Oh, thank God he could do stripped.
What's your interest in this car?
Fair play. What's yours?
I'd like to see a jinx broken.
One of you's got to say, if you play ball with me, I'll play ball with you.
Why don't you come and see the test today?
I will. Is Oscar all right?
Cooled off.
My cue for a shower.
It's rather fun being a suspect, Mr. Toombs.
The suspect, Mr. Ellington.
Oh, even more fun. But honestly and truly, my real current interest is not on wheels, it's Kate. Now, I really would do anything to get to know her. Romance, Mr. Toombs. That's my preoccupation. What's yours?
Blimey. I can hardly believe it. Who'd want to do a terrible thing like that, eh?
Bo Ellington, but he didn't get away with it. And we'll show him he didn't get away with it on the circuit track today, eh, Hunter?
You bet.
Okay. You take the car on the low road or I'll follow soon.
going like a bomb.
Come on.
Are you all right, Mr. Toombs?
You put your a shovel lunatic, you.
That's enough. I'm fed up with your crazy accusations.
Hold it, we'll never find out the truth this way.
The truth's the same anyway, look at it. He's as mad as a hatter, as well as being a jinx. You nearly killed yourself.
Correction, somebody nearly killed me. And my money's on the one who had the chance to club at the brakes and the steering on the way here.
Hunter?
Yes, that fine mechanic. That fine, well-paid mechanic.
You've no right to imply that.
Imply nothing. And Hunter will be shouting it loud and clear when I get my hands on him.
Lee? Who did it?
Hunter. I never saw so much panic on a man's face when he saw you walk away from that spill. I tried to stop him, but he got away. How long have I been KO'd?
Long enough.
Well, that's that. I guess you've lost interest in us now.
How could I lose interest in a character as fascinating and as potentially informative as Hunter?
Well, I'm going to be with you when you catch him. It's time I took active steps to protect my investment.
Just upped and left. Packed his suitcase and left. About 10 minutes ago. Didn't even pay his rent.
Well, I shall be renting the room for the next few minutes, if that's all right with you.
Oh, enough here for a deposit on the whole house.
I'll let you know if I'm successful in raising a mortgage.
What's Mr. Hunter done?
He is suspected of a motoring offense. Thank you. Goodbye.
Magazines, paperback, stuff like that. It might tell us something.
Well, go ahead, Lee. It's not his taste in light reading that interests me. Only his taste for money.
Maybe there's a secret panel. History of the Automobile, Volume 1.
Story of a bribe. In 2 parts. Look at this. 2 banknote wrappers, each contained £100, rather impatiently torn, with the bank and branch address stamped on them.
Could have been there for ages.
That's not a very complimentary thing to say about the charming lady who just left. I prefer to think that she empties the waste paper baskets daily.
So, now we smile confidently all the way to the bank. If Bo Ellington's got an account there...
Don't waste your time and talents on a routine visit to the bank. Already searched that drawer. No, I'll look after that. Meanwhile, you check amongst Hunter's friends. Mechanics, track hangers on. Anybody who can give you a lead to his whereabouts.
Okay. But if I was on the run, I'd avoid my usual haunts.
That's very good thinking. Now, you follow any line you like as long as he is at the end of it.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. I understand a friend of mine has several accounts here, Mr. Beaumont Ellington. He recommended me to come.
Oh, yes, sir. How very kind of Mr. Ellington. Would you like to see the manager?
No, thank you.
May I open an account for you, then?
No, thank you.
Well, what are you here for, then?
Just to see whether Beau was right. And he is. It's a very pretty bank. Good morning.
If jazz gets any cooler, they're going to have to play it on hi-fi deep freezes. That's what I always say on such occasions. What do you always say?
I always say, what are you doing here?
Have you seen the Taj Mahal?
Why, have you mislaid it?
What do you think of it? That classic shrine, that glittering temple. Your opinion's really worth having. The expert opinion of the world's most renowned templar.
Full marks for detection.
How go your inquiries?
As well as can be expected.
Taking the evening off?
Let's see what develops.
Sit down and see what develops.
I haven't been offered a drink yet.
Oh, what'll you have?
Or whatever you're having.
How do you like it mixed?
To match my mood of the moment, neither shaken nor stirred.
You disappoint me, Simon. I'd heard in all the gay capitals of the world, when it came to romance, a saint ain't faint.
Oh, dear. All right. As they say in all the best ads, this is a free trial with no obligations.
There. You've got it made.
A little too tart for my taste.
Don't take that from any man.
Well, you're taking it, darling, so relax and enjoy the novelty.
So this is what it's like to be Simonized.
Okay, Mandy, you know who I am. You know that I suspect your brother is the cause of Oscar's spectacular bad luck. Do you also know that I won't stop investigating at this stage because of you?
Was there another try?
Sorry, Mandy. I'm not that easily swayed.
I'm sorry, too. Time I was smacked again.
Business before pleasure. It's time you told the truth.
No.
Why not? That is why you're here.
I've changed my mind.
Then pretend your mind's a dress and change it again. Now tell me the truth.
No.
You suspect Beau.
Beau and I are two sides of the same coin. He could be guilty. It is just possible. And I'm worried sick about it.
Well, as character analysis, that's fascinating. Now tell me what really bothers you.
Simon, until a few months ago, Hunter was Beau's racing mechanic. They had a row and Beau fired him. Well, everybody knew about it, including Oscar, who hates Beau so much, naturally he gave Hunter a job. And maybe that's the way Beau wanted it. The whole thing, a routine, to get Hunter in with Oscar as Beau's fifth column.
Any idea where Hunter's hiding out?
There's only one place I can think of. He's got a small bungalow.
Where?
Surrey, somewhere in Surrey.
It's about time you got here. It's a bundle of money I want. All I got's a bundle of nerves.
There. Looks like Mr. Hunter's at home.
Especially to me. You stay here. I told you to stay in the car.
I heard shots.
You're better off than Hunter. He's dead. Waiting for his payoff, and it came from a bullet instead of a wallet.
What are you going to do now?
Get out of here.
Well, what are we going to do?
See if our suspect has any guts.
How?
Force him into the open on the circuit.
I repeat, how?
By a racing car.
We do what?
Buy a racing car, have it delivered to the yard, and listen to Oscar give vent to history's most perplexed outburst of apoplexy.
Why? Why haven't I enough trouble with one car?
But Oscar, with two cars in the same race, you'll give the opposition more trouble than they can handle.
I thought I'd a pretty devious mind, but this I don't get.
Well, I begin to.
It's very simple.
All right, then somebody explain.
Oscar, your rivals tried everything. Legal technicalities, sabotage, arson. He's attempted to kill you. He did kill Hunter. So there's only one place left he can have a crack at you. That's on the circuit, during the race.
He'll do his damnedest to cause a crash.
But with two cars to deal with.
Both fitted with the fuel system.
Oh, he'll have his time cut out to cut you out, Oscar. Oh, he can knock one car out of the race, but the other one stands more than an even chance of crossing the winning line.
Boy, what would I give to drive one of those cars?
Boy, you're no longer a boy.
You'll drive it without any experience? You must be mad.
Oscar, if you cast your mind back when we first met, I said I was mad about motor racing. I'm mad enough to have a crack at it.
The cars are coming forward onto the grid for the big race of the day. We're all very interested to see if Oscar Newley has worked in his fuel injection system. At the last minute, he entered a second car driven by a newcomer to the circuit, Sebastian Toombs. Bo Wellington, who did so well in practice yesterday, will be expected to make some good time today. 10 seconds to go. All eyes on Sebastian Toombs and Lee Leonard. Everyone's away, and Leonard, Toombs, and Ellington will lead in the first bend. And going into the long right-hander, it's Sebastian Toombs just ahead of Bo Ellington. They're nearly halfway through. So far, no one's dropped out, and it's a wonderful display of driving from the leaders, Toombs and Ellington. Into a difficult right-hander. Toombs only 2 seconds ahead of Ellington. Some very fast times will be made today. Closed up to the leaders. Toombs is driving brilliantly. The others just can't catch him. Leonard has passed Ellington and well, he seems to be challenging his own teammate. Leonard and Toombs into the straight. Taking the most dangerous chances to get past his own teammate. Leonard is parallel with Toombs. But he's not overtaking. It's dangerously close. Anything can happen. Well, he must always be touching. Why doesn't he get out of the way? This could cause a serious accident. Oscar just went mad. It looks as though he was so close that the wheel...
Lee, the last person I'd suspect. Money in my company.
He wanted a clean fight with Bo. Look, it's going on out there.
Between Jules and Ellington now, and there's nothing in it.
Oh, Lord, I don't know who to cheer for. I love them both.
Jules still just in the lead as they go into the last lap. Coming up to last straight, and it's very close. Sebastian Jules takes the flag less than a second ahead of Ellington. What a wonderful race. Two superb drivers in the closest place I think I've ever seen.
At this point, the girl usually says, but what I don't understand, Perry, is how you knew it was Lee all the time.
But at this point, I say I didn't.
But you seem to be ready for him on the circuit.
Kate, I had to be ready for anything on that circuit. What are you ready for, a dry martini?
Could we have a couple of scotch and dry martini, please? You know what I can't get over is Lee being the culprit.
I thought you'd been around long enough to grow accustomed to the perfidy of human nature, Oscar.
Yes, but we were partners, you know. He had money invested in me.
The perfect cover for someone who set out to destroy you from the start. And after he'd bankrupted you and acquired the patent...
A couple of good wins would have wiped out the previous failures. Then they put it down to me being the jinx.
Neat, but it didn't work.
No, but the system does. However, Mr. Holmes, if you're satisfied,
The check. I have it here, all made out. All it requires is my signature.
Cheers.
Yeah?
Thank you very much. But this is made payable to Captain Marshall.
Well, that's right. After all, it was Miss Marshall's father who invented the system, wasn't it?
Signed Simon Templar, the saint. That's me. Jinx to the end.
Well, not necessarily. I'm sure that Miss Marshall will give you a job if you ask her nicely. Head of sales department, perhaps?
Ideal job for a man of my talents. Miss Marshall, where is she?
Otherwise engaged. And so am I. Well,